So let's start out. My name is Piotr Prus. At work at Tilt, which is e-commerce, video, e-commerce streaming live application full of compose, custom views, a lot of animations, and the particles. So the particle emitter is available on iOS in their UI kit. And for Android, we do not have any. And when 4 years ago, a designer came to us and showed us some fancy animations that he wanted to add to the app, iOS added them in one afternoon, and Android was kind of screwed. So I took like 3 weeks to build initial version of that library that I will be sharing with you today. That was 4 years ago, and it was very simple. Now it has more features, and I have some ideas for the features to add. I also listening to your feedback, so if there are any feature that you would like to see there, I'm happy to add that. I'm really enjoying working on that. It is let's get to it. So it is a particle emitter, the physics-based particle effects for compose multi-platform. And let's go. So what is this particle emitter? So it's one composable where you can shoot thousands of particles. It has some real physics. It's not very advanced. There is no like collision to other elements that you would need, probably a C++ library native, a lot of megabytes to download to your app. But this one is super lightweight. It's like 4 kilobytes. It has some real physics like velocity, spread, direction, gravity, rotation. It is fully configurable. You can use different shapes and sizes and blend modes and easing, etc. I'll be showing you some examples. So there are 2 rendering engines inside. One is particle emitter that is using actual composable function. This one is not very optimized, but is it is not optimized in terms of performance, but it is it use the composable and all of the gravity and other configurations. So you can use that to send some emojis or real layouts like this rows, for example. It might have some issues for like 100 of particles like that or 1,000 particles, but the other engine, the canvas-based, this is all written on canvas for every frame, and that's one was tested for 10,000 particles per second, and it has no downtime, no freezes, no frames loses at all. So how that one works? There is one frame at a time. And we have this special function in Compose, maybe you're familiar with it. It's with frame nanos that gives us exact nano time of every frame that is rendered. It is my favorite function for animations because you're not giving the view to animate something in a time, but instead you are informed by Compose when every frame is coming. So whenever it is 16 Hertz or 120 Hertz, you will always get this ticker at the time of frame. And even if you will have any freezes, your next render will happen at a frame and not at a given time. So I'm using this for calculating the position of every particle, every frame. And how this particle's position is calculated, there are some position, which is starting offset, then is velocity over time, and the gravity. Obviously, since we are in the X and the Y coordinate system, there are some sinus and cosinus for the angle of the force and angle of the gravity. So some details here. Why the gravity makes it real. At the very beginning, this particle emitter was not handling gravity, and it looks like this. So every particle had a very straight line. When they are moving fast, it's maybe not that noticeable, but on device, it looked really weird, kind of fake. So after that, I added the gravity. and now everything looks more real. It actually feels like the proper confetti particles on your screen. And I've added this extra to gravity points. So now in the library, you can specify where your gravity actually is. So you can add those cools effect not only in the Y direction, but everywhere. So you can animate some wind, for example, or explosions as well. Next one. The library is handling the fraction of particles as well. So if you would like to send, for example, 37 particles in the 120 hertz, that gives you 0.3 particles per frame. And I'm doing some very easy math here to just calculate the remaining part of the particles and adding that to the next frame. So whenever it crosses 1, it is actually displayed. So you do not need to worry about the numbers of the particles you are sending per second, because the remaining parts are calculated and rendered at the correct frame. So it accumulate, flare, and carry the remainder to the next frame. There is an edge behavior. As I said, the collision between particles is not there. I don't think I will ever add it because it's too heavy. But the edge behavior for your container of the particles is added. So the none looks like this one. When you have bounce with some damping on the walls, it looks like that. And I've added the thickness as well. And as you can see, everything is dynamic, so you can change those parameters live in your app. And there is the wrap, so every particle that hits the wall, it actually wrap around it, and it has the portal on the other side that renders it. You get it? Right, and then going to the left or ups and down. All right. So how many particles can we afford? So I was doing testing on Pixel 8, and in my repository, you can find the full document about the performance of that library. But at 120 frames per second, I was able to send 1,000 particles per second. With the 60 FPS, I was able to do 5,000. And with 30 FPS, it was 10,000 particles per second. So the dependency to be added is very easy. It's my particle emitter version 1.1.0, but there will be a QR code in the next slide. If you would like to do the multi-platform, you're doing exactly the same in the Kotlin source sets, and you're adding this version 1.1.0. The previous version didn't have the Compose multi-platform support yet. So now a few examples just to inspire you, and this was all built with this library. So there is a campfire flame, there is a matrix rain because we are all geeks, right? And magic wand, one of my favorites. I love the trace of those particles here. And since we are in Orlando, I was 2 days ago at Galaxy Edge, which is fantastic. And I was thinking, how can I use my library to somehow show you the Star Wars theme? Like, how can I use it in the Star Wars theme? And I thought that Kylo Ren has this unstable mind and unstable saber. So this is, oh, it looks like shit, sorry. It looks very good at my laptop, like super cool. This is something wrong with the... It is super cool on my laptop. I will show you. I will come down and show you. Okay, so we have this one config now with 4 different platforms. As I said, we are using the Compose multi-platform. There is Android, iOS, desktop, and the web. And maybe you notice, maybe you not, but the whole presentation is built in Compose. So all the demos that you saw are actually desktop Compose. And migration was done by the JetBrains guy. Maybe you know him, Martin Brown. He thought that Android library is cool, but he would like to check how it works on multi-platform. I had that in my GitHub issues, but he was just faster. And now it's your turn, so you can scan and go. There are 2 starter projects, one for Android, if you would like to just do the Android part, and the other one is ready for the multi-platform. It's just the GitHub repository where you can click use.template, and you can basically download the project with the starter emitter in it. And we have like 30 minutes to build something awesome. I encourage you to experiment. And I would love to add one of your examples to my library, share that on LinkedIn or Twitter versus X or whatever. I would be very happy to see some awesome usage of that library. And yeah, let's go.